that is. But I know you're glad to be back in South Lake for just tonight. So you guys give it up for Congresswoman Beth.
The good thing is I'm not just here for a night. When I am not in session, I come home. So that's how you keep out of the swamp and smelling like the swamp. But yeah, it's definitely been an interesting year and a half. You all see what's happened, right? I mean, how much control that this administration has seemingly taken over all of our lives. And it's pretty much from birth to death. Like everything in between, they want to have 100% control over. And at the same time, how much control they've lost. Lost control of our economy, lost control of our borders, lost control of what people think of us overseas, lost control of our relationships with our allies, completely lost control of our relationships with our adversaries. This has just been the last year and a half. So, you know, when we're talking about elections and looking forward, and somebody said, which one? Okay, I happen to be looking forward to November really well. Being the minority is great as a freshman because you learn exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. And we are coming up with a plan. It doesn't mean anything for us to get the House and the Senate back if we don't have a plan moving forward. And part of that plan is actually looking at things like healthcare, looking at border control, and making sure that there are backstops to this craziness that we see right now going on in our federal government. Federal government's all well and great, but really where the importance is at the local level. You know, you think about it, for how many of you, I mean, probably in this group is a bad example. I was going to say, how many of you have your congressman's cell phone number? Probably a lot of you do. But typically, you know, you don't have your senators and your congress members or the president's cell phone numbers, but you know how to get in touch with your mayor. You know how to get in touch with your city council members. You know how to get in touch with your school board members, and why that's so important. And if there was a silver lining in the last 2 years with COVID, it's the fact that students have been home and parents for the first time have really had a front row seat into what their kids are learning. You have seen what they are learning and you've seen what they're not learning. And we have always kind of taken for granted the local elections. You know, they happen in May. Very few people actually vote in them because there's not a whole lot of money that's spent. You have to go and educate yourself on who the candidates are. You have to find out where their debates are, and you have to read up on them. And a lot of times you just take it for granted it's at the local level. We'll get excited during the presidential election, and we'll get massive amounts of people who go out and get all excited about that. But you think about it, from the moment that you wake up until the time that you go to bed and in between, a lot of the decisions that are made are at the local level that affect you directly. We need to get engaged. We need to get more involved. And if you're not going to run yourself, which I would encourage a lot of you to do that. If you've got the time, if you've got the passion, if you've got the principle, and you're motivated, run. But if you're not going to do that, you need to get behind people at the local level that are supportive of your beliefs, that are willing to fight so that you don't have to, that have a backbone no matter what comes up against them, because they're not always going to know. They're going to be in those positions, and you don't want them tested once they get there and find out that they fold like a cheap suit. You want to make sure that you're electing strong people with very strong voices who are willing to do the hard work, be prepared, debate, but always be professional and do it with a happy, good attitude, even when they're looking hate in the face. And that will happen a lot no matter what position that you're in. So when I was asked to come here tonight, I was so excited. Because school board, to me, I have no idea why you run for that. I mean, you want to think about a thankless job that nobody's ever happy with the job that you're doing. It's school board, and it takes grit to do it. It takes a huge amount of commitment. But oh my God, look at the last 2 years. If it is not so important that we are electing people that we trust to have the best interest of our kids, people that respect a parent's decision about how their child is going to learn, what they're going to learn, and want to partner with them and not push them out of the classroom. We have got 2 of those individuals with us this evening, and I am so happy. I have endorsed both of them. We're going to make sure that they win, because we need more of that in our local elected officials. So thank you guys for having me. John, you're awesome. Your house is phenomenal.
the May election, but Beth is going to race in November, so which turns out is kind of an expensive race. So as you guys are donating to the candidates here, don't forget about that, right? Hey, thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot. So now the two gentlemen who are the stars of the show, you guys are super motivated, I know. And we are really appreciative of the fact that you're here to support Andrew and Alex. Southlake is really special for a lot of reasons, one of which is because our identity is wrapped up so much into our school district. And we have to keep that district as strong as possible, as fiscally strong as possible, but also just as sane as possible given these crazy times. And I can't think of two better people on the ballot to do it than Andrew Yeager and Alex Sexton. So you guys give it up, Andrew and Alex.
Wow, this is incredible. Mayor Huffman, First Lady Huffman, thank you so much. Congresswoman Van Duyne, and all the council members, and just all of you. This is truly my favorite part of campaigning, is getting to interact with all of you. So I'm hopeful that we can continue this after the campaign.
Absolutely, party every night.
All right, I love it. At the mayor's, you heard it here.
You're gonna have to clear it with her first.
Gary brings the pizza.
Yes.
Come on, Gary.
Come on, Gary.
Deal, you're all welcome. My job is done. No, seriously, I also want to thank my wife, Jennifer. She thought I was crazy. That has now been validated. Yeah, sorry in advance. But I really can't think of a more important role. I mean, none of us knew how important this role was, but now we do, and it's time for us to all step up. And, you know, I may be the guy, Andrew may be the guy, whoever's in that seat, but it is all of you that make this work. Every single one of you has had a very important role in making this happen. So that's why we're so dominant. We need to step it up. We need to keep up the intensity. If you know someone that hasn't voted yet, get out and vote. We have a chance to do something really special here in Southlake. I know you've all made up your mind to vote for Andrew. We've already got evidence of that, right? I am excited to work with Andrew and all the members of the board to make our school district better. We're going to do some really good things. The first thing we're going to do is fortify this district. We are going to protect our rights as parents,
Yes.
but we're going to take care of all of our administrators, our principals, staff, students, teachers. We're going to take care of all of them. It takes all of that to make it work. One thing that I've been involved in recently was the Carroll ISD strategic plan, and that is the guiding document, but that was largely based on all of your input. The community input drove that strategic plan from end to end. So I'm happy to tell you that you got your wishes, you're gonna get what you want. Now it's a matter of making those trade-off decisions and making sure that we do it in a fiscally responsible manner. I commit to you to do that. Andrew feels the same way. And we're going to fix some of the issues that we have seen creep up. I know we've got a lot of fans out there on the east side of town over in Dallas. We really got a big fan in the Dixon Bob, would you say? I'm really glad he's concerned about us. We're going to make sure that he stays a fan, but we're going to keep him controlled, and we're going to make sure that he promotes the positive news. We've done some amazing things in this district. Every single thing we do is excellent. And we're going to keep that up. And we're going to pave the way for our children for the future. We're going to do some really cool things. And I am just honored and excited. I hope I've earned your vote. If not, go vote anyway for me. Appreciate it.
I like to say, because I went to military school, Culver Academy in the summers, and I learned how to march. And when you see guys that are in the summer, especially dropping down, fainting, right? Because it's in Indiana, it's 100 degrees and humid. And then I meet Alex, and I learned that he's a graduate of the Citadel. And I said, he's tough enough to be on the school board. I love that.
That's when my wife knew that I was.
Yeah, exactly. You knew what you were getting a long time ago. But then also Alex and I bonded over the fact that we had immediate family that were teachers. So I'm a third generation college teacher. And there was a woman who came up, I don't think she voted for me, and she's like, well, why didn't you put that, on your card? And I'm like, there's only so much space. And I'm like, I had to cut that. But it's true. I love education. And you know what? Something that Patty and I had decided when we moved to Texas is we said we're going to find a community that has an amazing Catholic church. That's what we did. We love our church. And that has the best schools in the DFW area, public high school. And we are so blessed. And as somebody said just a minute ago, this isn't fake. You know, what we have here is so incredibly real. And I know people of faith, we share that. People who don't have faith, I haven't met many of them in South Lake. I'm sure they're there, but they're still good people. And it is, it's an amazing place. It's a special place. There are two words that have been going through my mind lately. And you see our opponents. And one of them is actually a very nice lady. She's just kind of crazy. But I talked to her. She's nice. Kush, right? Yeah. Like, I met her husband. Kush met her. It's nice. It's good. Yeah. Kush is like, keep me out of this. It's okay. It's okay. Zing. The other person I just don't know that well, and I haven't had good conversations, and so I don't really know the motive. But we have got issues that are so crazy. So crazy. I mean, talk about church. If you are involved in a church, you take training. What's that training? Right? Safety. Keep our children safe training, right? How is it that you can't have a conversation as a church leader of any type with youth, but this book that can be absolutely pornographic can be in a public school library? I can't make that work. And I've always thought about it, and as Beth, as you know, and John, you got to be careful what you say, and you kind of come to get comfortable with words. I'm comfortable with these words: South Lake values. If you are okay with that type of material in books, or our teachers being paid to talk about it, I don't think you're in the mainstream of South Lake values, right? I'm not going to judge you if you're not, but I'm really going to disagree with you, because I think this is a topic that we have got to be all in on. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I also had this really great revelation, and it is that we're taught to be tolerant. It's good. I didn't realize tolerance is not in the Bible as a virtue.
Amen.
And what this person said, and if you know, it's about a week ago, this person said, we should not be tolerant.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that was your wife.
There you go. We can go a lot of directions there. We should not be tolerant of what is evil.
Evil, that's exactly right. Yeah. Amen.
And I kind of woke up to that. And I'm kind of warming up to that, and to say, you know what? That's what South Lake values are. We shouldn't be tolerant of that. That's really not good. And so this guy's got the medal to join me and Hannah and Cam and Eric, and we are going to represent South Lake values.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a song, Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. I really think we go to 5-2, and here's what we need. We need you guys to start talking about it. Beth said it. We need 3 people to run next in a year. We need 3 people to run, because we're going to have 3 people that are going to be up for the school board. So we got to start talking to our friends. We got to start encouraging leaders. And I'll tell you, Hannah and Cam were the Marines. They stormed. They took the beach. I came in, right, in the fall, and you guys helped me. And now, right, it's going to be even stronger. So if you talk to those people, we really need your help recruiting them. Tell them, guys, it's so much easier than it was. I mean, really, we got it down. We got it down. And we know if you haven't voted, you're going to get a text from somebody. And then if you still haven't voted, you're going to get another text. So we're going to knock on your door. We're going to find you. Because that's the South Lake way. That's how we get the vote out. So thank you, Beth, Congresswoman, for being here. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, First Lady. Thank you to all. We have a wonderful, wonderful community, and it's real.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Thank you.
Hey, I just thought that was a really wonderful way to put it. These two gentlemen share South Lake values, and they're going to get in the fight. Andrew's in the fight, Alex is in the fight. We need them on the board come May. Let me recognize a couple other folks here who have been in the fight. We have Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Randy Williamson here. Come on, Randy! We've got Councilwoman Kathy Talley. Somewhere was Councilwoman Amy Torres left. I don't know. She might have disappeared. Where is she? And Councilman Randy Robbins. Speaking of men in the fight, talk about the fight of the media. We have Miss Dana Lash in the house. Thank you for everything you do as well. And of course, one more thanks to our Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. You were wonderful. Please go vote. Get your friends to vote. Get your neighbors to vote. Get your relatives to vote if they live in South Lake. We're not Democrats. We don't cross the lines. Guys, please, we need your support. Thank you guys so much for being here. And please, eat all the food, because otherwise I got to eat it myself. So, thank y'all for being here.